Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel, Artful Stampin' with Ruth. Hope that sums it up. We like to stamp artfully, we like to make things out of our stamping and generally have a lovely, crafty, chilled out time. So that if you're here and you want to enjoy all those things, then welcome, stick around and get to know everybody. So this video is a live video, so it means that I actually do this live from my studio, the craft studio, and then it kind of stays on YouTube. So you may be watching this in the future. So it's currently at the moment 22 minutes past 9 p.m. in the UK. So if it's past that time, then yes, you're watching a replay. But if you're watching on the live, welcome. I can see a few people in here already. Hi Heather, hi Janice, Lisa, Kim, Shaz, Vicky. Just thought if I move that there, it looks like I'm kind of looking at you when I do that. And Christine and Diane and Heather. Cool. All right, I'm sure a few more people will join us, but we'll get on and do some stamping. So grabbed out some really fun stamps. I kind of want to make sure I play with Delightful Wishes. And then I remembered that there are a few stamps on my shelf that are in the last chance list. So Stampin' Up have changed their kind of description of things that are retiring. We don't call it retiring anymore. We call it last chance. But basically it means that once the stocks are gone, the stocks are gone, and you won't be able to purchase them through Stampin' Up via a demonstrator anymore. If you want them, you'll have to go and find them from somebody else. Like someone who's purchased it before and don't want it and they don't want it anymore. I'm not suggesting you go to anyone other than that. And so I noticed that Quiet Reflection, which was one of a really sweet stamp set, I failed to realise it was still available. They moved it from being in the catalogue last year to being an online exclusive. So I thought I just wanted to highlight it because it is a beautiful stamp set. Hi Susan, hi Joanna, hi Vicky. Oh, Vicky, thank you for highlighting Artful Stampin' School. So although Artful Stampin' School has sort of started, you've still got time to join if you're thinking about it. So it's, yeah, if you don't know anything about it, if you click on the link that Vicky has just sent through, you can read up about it and then just ask me any question. All right, let's look at my desk and see what I've got here. Let's put some lights on. Not quite sure what colour. I haven't got any particular colour scheme in mind at the moment. I'm a little bit reticent to highlight the outgoing. So we're going to be having some in colours leaving us in a few months' time, and I can see that stocks are quite depleted on them, but I really do like them. So I probably want to highlight, you see, boho blue is one of my most used colours at the moment. Let me just grab these out. See, I love looking at that, thinking, oh, what could we have as a background? I am not sure. I might just go for wild wheat and see where it takes us. See where that adventure ends. I'm going to do it on very vanilla. Not even sure which one to go for. What's that one? Okay, let's just do it and see what happens. I have a sort of idea of basically I want to kind of mix florals into this landscape type thing, but We'll see. Well, you know, yeah, we'll see. This is the set of in colours that have been the best in the past. Oh, you'd like them. Yeah, I find that it has divided people, this colour set. People who love bright, saturated colours really struggle with these ones because there's quite a lot of grey and black in there. And some people really do struggle with that. But yeah, I've enjoyed them. Hi Lorraine at Gregory Designs. Good evening. You've been away from crafting this channel for such a long time. Oh wow, thank you for coming back and visiting with us. I hope that things are okay with you, Lorraine. I like wild wheat. I think it's overlooked as a complementary colour, as a complement colour. Yeah, come on now, what are your thoughts on wild wheat really? I do love wild wheat. Right, I've just stamped it multiple times there. I'm going to stamp it again multiple times, but this time do it in a slightly different way. Oh, no, I didn't intend to do that, but anyway. Fine. Right. Okay. I'm just treating it as some colour going down and just so happens to have some detail on it. I think that's a really good way to approach stamps sometimes, rather than overthinking, you know, what is it meant to depict? Just have some fun with it and use it. Right, so this is a new stamp set to me. It comes with a die set and it's a freebie. So when you spend £110 on product, you can choose this as a freebie option. And as I said, you get a stamp set and you get some dies that match it as well. I haven't got the dies on my desk right now. I'm just going to grab a mat under here. Right, I'm just going to, again, just use shapes. Yes, it does look like a heart and I can't get away from that, but I really love how pretty these leaves are. So I'm just going to get some of those down on there. Oh, sorry, Susan, we're going to miss you. Moody Mauve, it's very similar to an older colour, Rococo Rose, which you've used a lot. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. They're good friends, those two. It's a shame they came out in such different years. They can be the friends that were like at high school together, but they were in different year groups, and then later on they meet up again in life and they go, oh yes, I sort of remember you, and then they turn out to be like the best friends ever. Take care, Diane. May your help be blessed. Okay, that is so pretty. So, like, look how pretty that is. I'm going to come back and use that later on for something. That is so pretty. Then I thought, what about, while I've got this lovely colour out, I'm going to do a little bit of texture stamping. Sounds like a Hallmark movie. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, and so basically Rococo Rose, she stays in her town, you know, the high school that she went to. Moody Mauve moves away and becomes this hotshot lawyer, but then, you know, then for some reason he has to come back to, what should we call it, Dusky Town, because his great aunt has passed away and has left him this run-down little cafe, and he has to go back for the reading of the will, and then he finds out, oh, I've got this cafe, what am I going to do with it? And Rococo Rose, she actually has been working there, and he, like, when he hears that he's inherited the cafe, he's like, oh, I'm just going to sell it, I haven't got time for this, I need to go and you know, go back to the city and be my hotshot lawyer self. And so then he arrives, and, you know, then the reading of the will happens, and then there's this like major clause in it that says that he's not allowed to sell it, and he doesn't know what to do. And then while he's there, there's a plumbing leak, and he has to get on and sort that out, and he gets, you know, under the sink, and, you know, you can imagine what happens. And then she walks in and is like, oh no, and they have to, like, you know, make sure that the kitchen's up and running within 24 hours because there's a birthday party. Oh my goodness, this is getting so convoluted. So anyone who's just joining, we're telling the story of what happened between Rococo Rose and Moody Mauve. Anyway, so then he's like, oh, but don't I know you? And she's like, yeah, kinda. Because, of course, he doesn't really remember her. He wouldn't have noticed her when he was at high school. But she remembers him because he was a little bit arrogant and stuck up. And she didn't really like him at all. And so, but because she loved his great aunt, so I hope someone's writing this down. You know, this is going to be the next Hallmark movie. Is Susan, are you writing this down? Hold on, I've got to focus on the stamping for a second. I'm getting a bit carried away. He goes down there the pebble path to go to the Boho Blue Cafe. I love it. And they decide to picnic in the wild wheat fields in the back of the cafe and make some crumb cake. They take some crummy cake crumbs. All right, let's hold on. Right, okay, this is brilliant. But let's just focus, everybody, just for a minute. What we're coming back to, Delightful. This is what this is all about. Delightful. Hey, the film could be called Delightful Wishes. So let's focus back on the stamp set, and we're just going to stamp some of this outline. Now he feels misty blue. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. People who are just joining this like my channel for the first time, probably thinking, what is going on? Sometimes we're just silly like this, you know, the mood takes us and we just become very silly on this channel. Okay, so I'm going to use copper clay because it's right next to me to do some outlines for these flowers. So I think we're just going to have some flowers weaving through like so. I'm just going to snake that through the design. They have an early espresso with a slice of pecan pie. Yes. Oh, we need to write this down. This is going to be the Stampin' Up Hallmark movie. Oh. Exactly, love it. Oh, good, Lorraine. Well, welcome back, Lorraine. We don't always do this. Oh my goodness. Right, so that was the outline stamp. So then, ooh, I think we need a bit of peach pie in our picnic. Shall we have some peach pie? Oh, if I can reach it. Oh, it's a bit far away. Hold on, I need to move. Um, there it is, peach pie. Grey as a village in the Granny Apple Green Orchard. Oh yes, they could go and meet in the Granny Apple Green Orchard. Hello, Anne. Oh, I need another block. Oh, I've used up too many of these D blocks. Okay. A bit of Mary Mallow to wash down the pumpkin pie. Ah. Oh. Well, maybe he doesn't like peach pie, so she has to bake a pumpkin pie for him, and then she has a peach pie. And then they both take both take a bite, and they go, bleh! And they go, oh no, we got our pies muddled up. The copper clay plumbing is what caused the issues at the Boho Blue Cafe, which is replaced with grey granite. Oh, that's brilliant. All right, I'm just going to pull this a bit closer to me because, you know, I might just flip it around. It's just easier to stamp when it's close by. Oh, Sheila just got the note. Sheila, you've missed out on our little Hallmark movie plot. I'm sure we'll all catch you up soon. Right now, I'm concentrating, I'm afraid. She was a bit wild wheat in the misty moonlight. Oh, Janice. It's not a Hallmark movie, you see, if they go that far. I mean, the most you get is maybe a little kiss right at the end. Oh, yes, I could have cherry cobbler. Oh, yes. So she says, can I have peach pie? And he says, no, I want pumpkin pie. And she goes, oh, okay, we'll make cherry cobbler instead. They compromise. Oh, maybe he's secretly quite a good cook. So, okay, so let's go back to the story. So the plumbing's broken and he's fixing the plumbing. And so to thank her for sort of staying behind after work and to get it all sorted, he says, I'd like to thank you by baking you a cherry cobbler, not cherry pie. Janice had to go there. She got married with the Mallow. We're watching Disciples in the Moonlight. Oh, I've not heard of that. What is that? Hi, Judy. The kids of texture. What? Oh, that's funny. Have you got that stamp? Sorry, just incidentally, have you got that stamp set, Dennis? You're all balmy blue. Okay, so the whole discussion started because Susan Zastro said that she liked Rococo Rose because it really goes with Moody Mauve. And I was saying that Moody Mauve and Rococo Rose are those kind of like people that went to high school together, but they weren't actually friends, and they meet later on in life. So basically then Vicky said, oh, it's like a Hallmark movie. So we've been writing the plot for a Hallmark movie. You'll have to go back and listen because I'm not going to repeat it all now. Right, I like those. That's lovely. This is the Delightful Wishes stamp set, and it is rather delightful. I think this time I will go for some pumpkin pie, but I'll use the copper clay again. But this time I'll put pumpkin pie as the... Oh, hold on, let me... The way sometimes to figure out which direction you're meant to stamp these is to look at how they are here. Right, I'm just going to put that back on the thing. Right. I should have paid more attention. This is my school report. Ruth should pay more attention in class. Right, so that way, that way. I was a bit of a daydreamer. Would you believe? Yes, you've got Kiss of Texture. Ooh. Have you used it or anything yet? Alright, I fancy a little cluster there. And a little cluster here. Maybe just 2 here. And cluster there. I think this needs a re-ink. Right. Little bit of pumpkin. Do I want pumpkin? Yeah. Do I? Or do I want calypso? Delightful. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to try and line these up. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, that way I think. Oh, I might not keep up trying to do them properly. It's just taking too long. I'm just going to go for it. I'll do it roughly correctly. Right, not that way. Oh, yeah, no, I've given up on this one. Okay. Then that one. And that one. And that one. Ew, nice. Okay. So now I feel like I want to put some darker flowers, and this little triplet is very cute. And I think I'm going to go for that copper clay again. Hello, Bob. Hello, Sherry. Oh, it's great to see you. Ooh, I like the solidity. That's not the right word. I know it's not the right word, but I like how solid the image is, because it's like, I'm here. You can't ignore me. I'm bold and beautiful, and you know, Stamp Me. And it's got these tiny little, in the centre of them, it's got these tiny little gaps that make this centre just very subtly. I like that. I may still go in and put a bigger flower, you know, because I feel like at the moment it hasn't really got a focal point. But that's okay. I'm just enjoying the stamping and playing with all the texture. Seeing where the stamps take me. Hi, Shaz. Did I say hello to Shaz earlier? I'm sorry if I didn't, Shaz. Well, I'm doing good, Barb. Thanks. I had a bit of illness over Christmas time, but I have to say I'm feeling much better, especially today. And how are you, Barb? Okay, so for those of you who are in Artful Stampin School, you've had a bit of a challenge set, so I hope you've been practicing and playing. I've actually made the project that we're going to be creating, and I made it out of those pieces that I stamped on the video, but I will give you some more instructions to make sure you have enough paper stamped for the project. Don't worry. Okay. Ooh. All right. Before I go and put anything darker in here, I do want to make use of my surgeried swirls, my swirly thingy. Do we only need 3 sheets? You need the sheet with the four half sheets. The one with the, without going to detail, Jodie, the one with the thing, and then the other 3. Without, yeah. How do I do this without giving it away? So the first sheet with the 2 things on it that I stamped, that's what I used. But I will actually, don't worry, I will come on and do a little video to show you what we're going to be making, so that you then have an idea perhaps of maybe what direction you want to go in the stamping. So don't worry. I just want you to do the research this week and maybe a little bit of playing stamping just to get into the swing of it, because I know some of the folk in Artful Stampin School haven't stamped this way before, so I'm just giving them a bit of time to have a little play and get into it. Good, Barb. Yeah. Well, I hope you're not doing more than you can do, and that those lovely boys of yours are looking after you. Oh, look at those. How lovely. Oh, thanks, Anne. Oh, Anne, I love the One Sheet Wonder you stamped. And I've noticed that after yesterday's video, there's been about 3 or 4 cards using that technique on Artful Stampin Space. You guys are so quick off the mark. I'm very forgetful. Remember the reminder. Do you need me to remind you about anything on Artful Stampin School, Barb? Let me know. I'm happy to set myself a reminder to remind you, if that helps. All right. do want to leave a bit of space for, I don't know, I feel like a bigger flower needs to go in here somewhere, but I'm not quite sure what. There's that one in, I forgot the name of it. What's it called? You see, now cheerful daisies would go very well in this, but I've used it quite a bit recently. So, oh, flowers of beauty. Actually, I'm not convinced. Could go with a butterfly. Would you believe it? I think I need more floral stamps. I don't think I have enough. I think we do have space for about a mushroom. Oh. No, for me it's a bit too directional, but yeah, if you would like to do that, Kim, that's fine. Yeah, for me it would be a bit too directional. I mean, I'm wondering whether I'm better off stamping this in something like the pumpkin, and then when it comes to actually making the cards up, to use a stamp and do some little embellishments. That could be. Yeah, Barb, all the information you need now is in the Artful Stampin School Facebook group. So I have issued the first challenge, so you just need to keep scrolling down the discussion group, discussion posts, and yeah, but let me know if you can't find it, because I realised that I had some settings on the Facebook group that made it really hard to find stuff, so I've changed those settings now, so that it should work better. So I didn't realise that when you create a Facebook group, it automatically kind of decides what it thinks is the most relevant post for you, and it will just show it to you. So I've changed it to newest, I think newest first or something, because I don't need Facebook to tell me what I should or shouldn't say first, you know. Sometimes it's helpful, but sometimes it's not. Oh, okay, you can barely see that. That's fine, okay. Oh, not gonna have space for that. All right. Ink that up for no reason. Okay, my wrist didn't like that when I did that. I'm kind of putting these where I know that they'll get seen now, because as I just said, that when it comes to actually making these into cards, what I'll do is make butterflies a bit more prominent. I do that. But for now, it's just nice to have some little bits of detail in there. Okay, this is a bit unusual for me, this, but it's fine. I'm going with it. Oh, okay. I haven't used any little leaves, and I did want to come and revisit this little leaf that's on here. It's absolutely tiny weeny. But I thought it might be nice just to add some little leaves here and there. Oh, it's so tiny and delicate. All right, do we want to finish our story? So they go on a picnic and they eat the cherry cobbler. And then for some reason, he didn't completely get all the pips out the cherry. So she has a coughing fit, and then he has to tap her on the back. And then they have a moment. You know, there's always got to be a moment before they realise they like each other. So then the moment passes because, you know, he gets all embarrassed and she's like, oh, I can't like him. And she's obviously got the best friend as well. The best friend who's a bit quirky and a bit silly. And then, so she's like talking to her and she said, and her friend is like, oh, what's going on between the two of you then? Not quite like that because it might be set in America, so the whole accent will be completely different. But what's going on between you two? And she's like, oh no, I really don't like him. He's just so up himself. And, you know, I only went on the picnic because, you know, he wanted to thank me and I thought it'd be really rude and I don't want him to fire me. And her friend's like, like that because she's from Texas. And then, oh no, there's got to be something, some other. Oh, they've got a plan for. Oh, I know, some like May Day festival that they take part in every year, and because Great Aunt Sylvia always took part in it, like they can't not do it. You know, because they are the main focus. You know, they provide all the chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies and the what other cookies, what other things could they provide that are Stampin' Up related? And then, and all this time he's getting phone calls from his company back, you know, the law firm, because he's about to, you know, he's thinking he might be made partner soon, and they're calling him saying, when are you coming back to work, you know? And also his girlfriend keeps calling and saying, when are you coming back? And you know, oh, you know, are you going to be back in time for us to go to Monaco? And he's like, well, no, I've got some really important things to do. And she's like, well, what could be more important than going to Monaco? And he's like, well, darling. And she's like, well, I'm not quite sure if you really love me. And he's like, well, and he doesn't really reply. There's a wink of Stella in his eye. They got a bit. I'm not reading that out, Janice. Sorry, for those of you who've just joined us, and you need to go back and watch the replay because we're creating a whole Hallmark movie based on Stampin' Up products. And so, you're gonna have to help me. I'm a bit stuck with this plot line now because something's got to happen. The May Day thing has got to happen. So anyway, well, maybe they're just working really well together. They're working really hard to make sure that the cafe's a success. And so he comes around to the idea that, you know, he's going to have to keep hold of it. And because Rococo Rose is such a great, you know, waitress stroke manager, he can leave it in her capable hands and he can go back to the city and not worry about it and then just pop out every so often. We need some dottage, don't we? Right, I'm just going to grab a pen. I think I'll just get a bit of Cajun craze. Ooh, yeah, a little bit of Cajun's going down. Very nice. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think of all the plot lines that have got to happen. So anyway, they work really diligently And then, of course, there's probably some sweet child that keeps coming into the cafe that they both really like. You know, it's a really cute child. And so they have their May Day festival, and they cook loads of batches of cookies and all their peach pies and pumpkin pies. And what else? What other things could they bake? Oh, yes. So the girlfriend comes over from the city to come and basically kind of, you know, give him the heave-ho. And but then she arrives and gets all swept up with all the festivities, and she's thinking, oh, maybe I do love him. Maybe I do want to be with him. But then he sees a different side to her and actually decides that he wants to split up with her. But Rococo Rose just goes, oh, well, he's got a girlfriend, therefore I've got no chance. And so they have this awkward conversation about him going back to the city. And she's like, oh, yeah, you go back. It'll be absolutely fine. I can manage here. I don't need your help. I can manage without you. And to be honest, if I just send you the accounts for you to look over, there's no reason for you ever to come back ever, ever again. I mean, I can run the whole May Day thing without you. And, what's really keeping you here? And you've got the little face of the little child, sitting at the cafe, sipping her milkshake and dunking her cookies. And he looks over at the child, and then the camera pans back to Coco Rose, and you all know what he's thinking. But of course, he wants to save face. He doesn't want to admit his feelings, so he doesn't say anything. And then he goes back to start packing to go. And of course, she then talks to her best friend, who's a bit ditzy, and says, well, he doesn't like me, blah, 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 and he's got a girlfriend. And so then she ends up talking to, I don't know, do you think he would have a best friend as well? Maybe she finds out that, she's got the wrong end of the stick or something. How could she find out? Maybe the child overhears the conversation between the girlfriend and realizes. And so she drops it into a conversation. My plot is clearly more likely than Ruth's. Oh, this is completely Hallmark, remember? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, these Hallmark movies. But they all follow this kind of like pattern. So he's going to go and get the Greyhound, yeah, it is America, back to the city. And so he's like waiting at the bus stop, and Rococo Rose finds out from her ditzy friend that actually he's not with the girl anymore, and that he only said that he was going to go back because he thought she didn't like him. So you've got the scene, you see the bus pull up, and she pulls up in her, what car would she have? A little Volkswagen Beetle or something, that's, I don't know, Coastal Cabana coloured or something, of course, with, I don't know, little panda keyring hanging from the, thingy. And so you see the camera shot, her car pulls up, and then you see the bus, going away, and she's like, oh no, he's gone. Oh, but I've just realised I love him. And then you see her lift her head up, and he's by her window because he realised that he needed to at least say a proper goodbye. And so she's like, oh, but I thought you'd gone back. And he was like, I couldn't leave without saying a proper goodbye and making sure that you knew something. And so then they look at each other, and then that's when they kiss for the first time. Yay! The end. There we go, got there in the end. Sorry, people who are just she drives a Bumblebee Beetle. So for those of you who've just joined the live, I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. We're just having a bit of fun creating a Hallmark movie based on Rococo Rose and Mr. Moody Mauve. Well, Moody Mauve is his nickname. He's actually called Robson Mauve, and yeah, we've just created a whole plot line. So if anyone wants to, you know, pay me or pay us, you know, because it was a collective effort for the script rights to this film, then please contact me at ruth.tries@gmail.com. There we go. Under the shaded spruce. Yes. Hi, Linda. Ah. Yes, they kissed under the shaded spruce. Yes. It's called the Artful Community. Exactly. We don't call the Artful Community for nothing, are we? All right. So I coloured in the butterflies with, oh, I've got one missing there, light pumpkin pie, because, as I said, when this gets cut up, I'm actually going to probably, if I remember, you'll have to remind me, everybody, make some quite bold butterflies that will stand up against this. So I'm thinking this would make a really nice, if we cut this into, say, 6 pieces, like cut across there and cut those into 3, we'd make 6 cards out of this, couldn't we? And then we could do some really nice big, you know, bold embellishments, maybe with some die cuts, maybe with stamping some butterflies and cutting them out, or something like that. Anyway, I'm not going to make the card today. We're going to finish there. I'm going to try and show you the detail. What? No, it really is as bad as a Hallmark, Linda. Yeah, we've gone full on cheese and ridiculous plot line that doesn't make sense, you know, with loads of loopholes, you know. Like, I mean, what was that child sitting doing there without their parents? I mean, you know, just, you know. Maybe there's a subplot. I don't know. There we go. All right, there we go. There's the detail. So, to start off with then, when the colour's gone. What colours? What colours that I used? Use that one. Use that one. Oh, there they are. Okay, so, oh, we only used 4. Okay. So in terms of ink pads then, I just used 4. Wild wheat, copper clay, pumpkin pie and peach pie. Lisa says, you just need to sit with a good drink and listen to the replay. You can watch it you want to, but the story is worth the time as well. Right, so those were the colours, and then stamp set. So I wanted to focus on this one, Delightful Wishes. It's got these lovely flowers, and oh, I just noticed the little dotty dottage. I miss using those. Oh, could have used the dotty dottage, but I didn't. Use tile techniques. Be warned, lots of stamp surgery has happened to this. So I just used this section, which is that part. Is that one? Yeah, that part there, that section there. That's what I used. And then I did use that little scripty thing from Elements of Text. And then finally popped some of these butterflies from Sketched Butterflies. So there we go. Yeah, I wasn't sure where it was going to head, but it's ended up looking quite pretty. So we'll come back another day and make a card. So the child belongs to her girlfriend from Texas. Oh, the ditzy. Oh, yes. Yes, that's what it. Yes, there we go. Kim sorted out one of the plot loopholes. Or plot, yeah, what they call them. Right. Thank you, everybody. And please stay safe and well. I've got to be up early to go and help look after a friend's little child. So I'm going to be up for the earliest I've been in a long time. Which is not really that early, but it is for me. So I'm going to have to head off, and I'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow night. I think I'm around. I'm not. Yeah, I've got a meeting online at about 6 o'clock, but then that's about it. So there we go. So if anyone wants to comment in, after fact, and maybe, flesh out some of the plot line. Are we going to, by the name of the movie is Delightful Wishes. Yeah. And oh no, don't downplay it. No, it wasn't. I didn't take it that way, Lisa. The story was a treat, and so the film is called Delightful Wishes, and it's about Rococo Rose meeting her moody mauve. There we go. So, right, lots of love to you all. I had a blast. Thank you for making my evening very entertaining. I hope you've been inspired to go and do something creative with your stamps.